Welcome to this explainer on the ladder from manual heroics to self-healing pipelines. Let's kick things off right away by painting a picture of two wildly different realities happening right now in the exact same industry. Picture two companies. At the first one, every single time a model needs updating, one engineer has to actually be in the office, running commands by hand, just hoping nothing breaks. Now, at the second company, a model degrades at 10 a.m., and by lunchtime, a better one is already serving traffic. And get this, 0 humans even touched a keyboard. Same industry, wildly different reality. That gap right there, that's what we call MLOps maturity.
All right, let's start at level 0, manual everything. This is the baseline where, honestly, most organizations start out.
At this stage, data scientists are mostly living in their notebooks. Models are trained, evaluated, and deployed entirely by hand. There's 0 versioning, no automation, and definitely no monitoring. And look, this manual approach is perfectly fine for a quick local demo, but it completely collapses under real production demand. Okay, let's dive into why this collapses. It's because every single deployment becomes this incredibly fragile, heroic effort that depends entirely on the original developer's availability. But here is the reality of the situation. Heroes get sick, heroes quit, and yeah, heroes go on vacation. That brings us to climbing the ladder, from pipeline automation to full CI/CD. To fix all this fragility, teams really have to climb a very specific progression path. Here is the exact map we're talking about. You start at the bottom at level 0, those manual heroics we just covered. From there, you climb up to level 1, which brings in ML pipeline automation. And finally, the ultimate goal is level 2, full CI/CD, which stands for continuous integration and continuous deployment, specifically for machine learning. Let's look a bit closer at level 1. At this rung, when new data shows up, a pipeline automatically retrains the model and evaluates it. But notice the constraint here. It's really important. Deployment still waits on a human. Someone actually has to review those results and explicitly decide whether or not to push it live. Now, what's really interesting about this next step is level 2, full CI/CD for ML. At this point, the entire pipeline runs end-to-end completely untouched. Code changes automatically trigger retraining. Automated gates decide if a model is good enough. Good models just deploy themselves, and bad ones get rejected. Humans only step in for the weird exceptions, which creates this amazing self-healing system. To make sense of all this, let's go to the driving analogy, steering your MLOps. We're going to shift gears for a second and use a simple, everyday analogy to really lock in this understanding. Think of this whole progression just like driving a car. Level 0? That's a car with absolutely no cruise control. You've got both hands gripping the wheel every single second. Level 1 is like basic cruise control. It holds your speed, sure, but you still have to manually steer and brake. And level 2, that's genuine self-driving. The car handles the routine driving and only pings you when something really unusual happens on the road. But before you run off to overhaul your entire setup, we need to talk about automating the right pain, because a lot of people actually get this progression completely wrong. Here is exactly what teams get wrong. They try to sprint straight to level 2. Don't do that. Aim for level 1 first. You should only evolve toward level 2 once that manual intervention actually becomes genuinely expensively painful for your team. So the crucial point here is this. Build automation for the pain you actually have, not the pain you imagine. Climbing up to that top rung is literally only necessary when staying put actually starts to hurt. MLOps maturity isn't about owning the fanciest pipeline on the market just to show off. It's about knowing exactly where you are and making the right move for your specific team's reality. So, taking an honest look at your own projects today, which rung of the ladder are you standing on?